Welcome to day 10 of the Master of Malt Advent Calendar. I think there are a lot of people doing this year. And if I were you, I would check them all out, including the blogs. And many of our viewers are doing blogs. Go find them. Read their reviews. You'll get a much more balanced understanding. So here's what I believe about reviewing. I should probably talk about the whiskey first. And then I'll give you my speech on reviewing while I'm sipping whiskey. Scallywag 13-year-old. I am really excited about this one because I love Douglas Lang. Douglas Lang is an independent bottler in Scotland, and you know I have a soft spot for independent bottlings. And hot damn, man. Hot damn. I'm so excited about this because I think I'm trying to do this in America, and so I just love trying independent bottlings in Scotland. Scallywag is a blend of Speyside scotches. Not normally my go-to. Of the Douglas Langs I've tried so far, I like the Big Pete. I like the Timorous Beastie. And I actually really like the Rock Oyster. Not surprising, because I think that's all maritime malts. And by maritime malts, I'm meaning island malts, right? So Speyside, not normally my go-to because it's so pretty friendly, but I just like Douglas Lang, just like Compass Box. Another sherried whiskey. I am still a firm believer that whoever created the order of these whiskeys is creating a whiskey mixtape, because there's a really nice thread running where there's no abrasive alteration jumps from one to the other. As a matter of fact, even when we hit Jim Beam, which I thought was a little surprising with what came before it, Jim Beam had the double oak had all these vanilla notes. And all the whiskeys we had leading up to that were also living in the vanilla note territory. I think whoever created this created a whiskey mixtape. And I hope that somebody who created this watches these, because I would love for them to email me and say, "You caught it, we did a whiskey mixtape." Because you wouldn't necessarily pick Scallywag to follow the Naked Grouse, except that we're in the Speyside sherry territory, and it's a really great logical next step in flavor profiling. There's no whiplash or abrupt stops in this Advent calendar so far. It's a very beautiful storyline. And I have an appreciation for that as a musician who has had to create set lists for a long time, and a set list has to have a magical flow for the concert to work. And so it's just music. You're creating music. Here's my opinion, and that is that if you are a musician or you love music, and you're used to reading music reviews, what you learn is that opinions of albums and music are freakishly subjective. And this is even more true in beverages and food. But what you actually learn is not that all the opinions are wrong, or that so many opinions mean there's no one. What you actually learn is, if you grew up reading reviews on magazines, which many of you are probably too young for that now, you would inevitably stumble on a reviewer who had all of your opinions. And every time he liked something or she liked something, you liked it. Anytime they had a comment on something, you were like, yes, I was thinking the same thing. And so what you learn by reading a whole bunch of different people reviewing the same thing is you figure out which one of them feels the same way about the world as you do. And then you need to follow that person's opinions, because if they're trying something you've never tried, then you will find that you will often agree with them, and they're a better guide. Just people's opinions don't mean shit. You need to find someone who, when they have an opinion, you think, yes, absolutely. And that is now the person you follow when looking for advice on whether to try something, buy something, or whether you're going to enjoy something or not. So, if you like what I like, then you are my people. If I try something and you're like, but this, and I never say it, find another reviewer who says it and check their work before you buy something, because you'll probably be more aligned with what they're thinking. And there is no wrong opinion on tasting and smelling and no empirical right. So what I would say is this ends now. This Scallywag is just a classic Spacehead. It's rich. Man, I really wish I could compare this to the Naked Grouse now. It feels to me more hefty than the Naked Grouse. More complexity, a little more rich. But it could just be because it's the most recent thing I'm trying. It's good. All you need to know is it's good. So let's call it at that. Glad you're here with me. I'm glad there's such a kick-ass community that we've built. And until tomorrow, may your crazy stay this side of legal, and may you return before we have time to miss you. Cheers.